Olá, bem-vindos a mais um Bate Papo nosso aqui do canal da Fast English One. E o nosso papo vai continuar sendo sobre a influência do inglês na carreira profissional. Deixa eu só me ajustar um pouco aqui os nossos canais. Deixa eu tirar o som porque está dando um retorno. Yes, tá bom. Então, hoje nós vamos falar então sobre a influência do inglês nas carreiras profissionais e como é que é importante ter o inglês avançado ou o inglês fluente para você ter um progresso aí na sua profissão, seja ela qual for atualmente, qualquer uma das grandes carreiras precisa do inglês. E também, um dado muito importante, que as grandes consultorias, anualmente, elas fazem pesquisas salariais. E todo ano, a pesquisa realmente ela indica a mesma coisa. Aqueles profissionais que têm inglês fluente, até no nível o avançado, ou mesmo até o nível intermediário, algumas vezes, tem possibilidades de ganhos salariais que varia de 30% a 70%. Praticamente todas as carreiras e todos os níveis hierárquicos. Então, falar inglês, aprender inglês abre uma grande janela de oportunidades para quem quer crescer. Né? Bom, e para falar um pouco sobre isso, nós temos hoje um convidado muito especial, que é o Vartan Sarian. Ele é um ex-aluno da Fast English, nós nos conhecemos há muito tempo. E, na verdade, ele é um dos primeiros. Ele, a Renata, um dos primeiros nossos alunos lá dos primórdios da Fast English. Então, hoje ele vai contar um pouco para a gente como é que foi a experiência dele com a aprendizagem do inglês e como que essa aprendizagem impactou a sua carreira, né? E o seu trabalho atual, né? No seu trabalho, como é que ele aplica isso no seu dia a dia, quais são os desafios, que acho que é o desafio da grande maioria de todos os profissionais que precisam usar o inglês no seu dia a dia profissional. Então, sem muita mais delonga, eu vou chamar o Vartan para ele se apresentar. Uma outra coisa. A nossa conversa vai ser em inglês. Nós vamos falar sobre inglês, então a nossa conversa vai ser em inglês. Assim você vai poder praticar aí o seu inglês também, o seu listening, e aprender um pouco como é que você pode usar esse idioma na sua comunicação. Vartan, boa noite, Vartan. Bem-vindo.
Boa noite, Paulo. Obrigado, boa noite. Prazer estar aqui com vocês, com o teu público também. Prazer muito grande revê-lo e estarmos juntos aqui para esse bate-papo.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. What we're gonna do? I'd like you to introduce yourself, but before that, I'm just put our look, and then we can start. Okay? Just a very, very quick one. So, Vartan, again, thank you very much for accepting the invitation to take part in this chat. It's just a chat. They're very informal. Sure. And please tell us about yourself as a kind of an introduction first, please.
Okay. Now in English, thank you for the invitation, Paul. It's a real pleasure to be with you and your public. So I'm proud to be here, and thanks so much. Well, my name is Vartan. I'm an Armenian descendant, actually Italian, Spanish, but since my name is Armenian, and my face as a terrorist. I present myself, I introduce myself as an Armenian descendant. Well, I'm about to be 58 years old. My birthday is coming. And I'm married. I have a son, 20 years old. All of us studied with you, Paulo. My wife and myself started studying English with you in Fast English long time ago. And my boy is still studying with you in a weekly basis. So fast English is part of our life has been
Great. Oh,
part of our life
it's an honor. It's an
for,
honor.
for, for a long time.
My next goal is Felipe's children, you know?
Wow.
Yes. Now let's see
I
if we
hope
can reach that goal, you know?
I hope it's not so soon. So
Yeah, sure. For sure not. For sure not. Oh,
and and
go
I'm a
ahead.
chemist. I'm a chemist since the very first beginning. I have never had any other profession. So it's been about 40 years working as a chemist in several areas, but always related to the chemist. I studied industrial chemist, and then get the possibility to be a chemistry teacher, and had some two post-graduation courses, nothing directly related to the chemistry, one the environmental issues and the other project management, but always helped in my professional life. And nowadays I'm working for regulatory affairs, also in chemistry.
Great. Oh, very good. Very good. Very good. Well, but tell us something about your personal life. What do you usually do, for example, during the weekend? Do you have any hobby, for example?
I'm a very family guy, and I like to be at home with my family and doing regular things that we do at home. And regarding my hobby, I love music, Paul. This is something that I really appreciate and give me pleasure. And I study electric guitar. I'm a student, so
Yes.
during the weekends I study and practice a bit and
Good.
have a good time myself with my electric guitars.
Oh, that's nice. And have you participated in any band, or do you have ever made any presentation with the?
Actually, yes. I study in the school I study has once a year a kind of presentation as a students concert. So we in a certain moment of the year, I'd say August, September, we some bands are formed along with students and some teachers, and we rehearse all for
Nice.
2-3 months, and the presentation is usually is in December. So the school rents a place. It's a very professional way. We feel like we were musicians, and so it's a kind of a dream coming true, because it's a chemist pretending it's a musician.
Very good. And what's your favorite kind of music? What do you like playing?
Oh, I like the 70s and 80s music, more related to rock and roll, progressive, hard rock. But getting old, Paulo, we see that in the end of the day, there are only two kinds of music:
Really?
good and bad music. So
Yes,
uh,
exactly.
uh, no style. It's not the style dependent, the quality of the music. So we can have a bad music in rock and roll, and we can have good music in I would say country music, sertanejo. But so in the end of the day, we get like we appreciate good music regardless the style.
Yeah, but with the pandemic, that we have been through, everybody has been more worried about work-life balance.
Mm.
How do you see yourself in this topic? Do you think now you have more work-life balance?
Yes, but nothing directly related to the pandemic,
Okay.
because it is an endless challenge, Paulo. It's very easy to get unbalanced when we put together work environment and family personal life. So I had the moments in my life that I used to spend 70% of my time dedicated to the professional life, and nowadays, even under this environment of working remotely in a home office, I can tell you that I could reach a very good balancing in terms of separate a professional life from the personal life. It's a matter, much more a matter of maturity, I would say, because we need to be aware about it. If not, personal life can invade the professional life and vice versa. So it's an eternal challenge, and they need to be aware about it every time in order to prevent one part to invade the other.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, very good, very wise. Very wise. That's great. But now, so in this professional life, you were a chemist, So looking back in the past, why did you choose to be a chemist? Or did you follow anybody's footsteps? Or did anybody?
No one was chemist in my family, in my friends. Since the childhood, I used to get a kind of kid that get in kitchen stuff and start mixing things and see what happened. Okay. So when the in a fundamental moment of the course, I would say in a 7th, 8th grade, at the moment to go to in Brazil, it would be the high school. Okay. I decided to go to a technical school, not to run via a regular high school. So at the moment, talking to a friend, he told me that he would go to study in a technical school. So it rang my bell, and I discussed it with my family, mainly my mother, and she told me, "Well, go get it," because since the beginning, it seemed to be the subject that attracted you. So I started back in 1979, Paulo. I went to the technical school and started studying chemistry. So since then, I'm this professional, and I have never tried another one. I have to tell you, a matter of fact, I tried to be a soccer player, a football soccer player. But yes, I did some tests, but I could. I loved it, but I was not good enough to pursue this career. So I stayed as chemist, and I'm here since then.
Good. Good. But now going to the English, talk now about English. One thing that I hear all the time when people come to FAST to I would like to study English. There's one common sentence. I have to study English, but I hate English. When you started studying English, did you hate English when you started?
No, actually no, because I grew up during the 70s, and I love the music, and British and American music. So English was in my ears. I was faking singing the songs. So because English, it's I would say that along with Italian, it's a very good sounding language, and for music, it's kind of perfect language.
Mm.
And I always like it. I didn't hate, and it was. I went to study in English without any kind of a rejection.
Okay.
Not at all.
In fact, it was a pleasure because you could connect with your hobby. There was music and
Yes.
it's nice. And back that time, did you have any favorite band? Any favorite
No,
rock band?
sure. I like it. I know you know, but I'm a
Just to
Queen
share.
fan, so it's for me Queen is the best. But I like Van Halen, Genesis, Pink Floyd, Iron Maiden, all of these bands that came reached the top during the 70s and early 80s. So it's kind of bands. I hear them. I listen to them even today, and it's part of the I would say the soundtrack of my life.
Oh, great! You're good. No? Oh, but
Yes, yes,
they are they have been the best for a long time. No.
yes. At least for my taste, it's unreplaceable.
Excellent. Well, when we study English, we usually have to focus in the what we call the four skills, right? Reading, speaking, listening, and writing. Uh, During your learning of English, which one do you think was the easiest for you?
Reading,
Reading.
reading. Actually, reading, Paulo, and even today,
Okay.
because it brings less pressure than the other ones.
Okay.
When we are in a discussion, a conversation, chatting, it's listening and speaking gives us naturally a bit more pressure on this because we need to keep a rhythm of conversation. Sometimes we need to disagree and make your points. Discuss professional discussion or even chatting about other subjects like a music, like politicians and talking to friends. But we need to keep a conversation, and so when you are reading, you have an opportunity to read again, review the context. So it's more comfortable for reading than the other aspects of the English ways of discussion and
I see. I see. Good. And so, because you see, so it seems that in the reading, you said something very interesting. Because in the reading, we have the control, no?
yes,
No,
yes.
you read in your
So
own pace, in your own rhythm. No,
most
you
of
can
time, most
pause.
of time, because if you're doing a test, you need
Oh, yes,
interpretations.
exactly. Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
most of times
Mhm.
we are not reading under pressure. So
Exactly.
we are more on the control of the situation.
Okay. Yes, it's true. It's true. It's true. Very good. And which one was the most difficult then for you? So reading is the easiest, and listening.
Listening, Paulo, because I'm working in a multinational company, and I've been working for a multinational company since
Mhm.
1998. So
Okay.
we need to be very aware about the points that are being discussed, the position of the other people, and sometimes in the conference calls they start talking to each other, so they change the speed, they use slangs, and that gets completely different when we are talking to them, talking about the natives and the people living
Mhm.
abroad.
Perfect.
So we need to pay. In my case, I need to pay much more attention in order to be tuned to discussion and avoid any kind of mistakes or some embarrassing situation.
I see. And do you during your learning process, did you have any strategy to deal with the listening? How did you, what did you do, for example, to develop it, to your listening, for example?
In a real life, Paul, I pay attention a lot. And I'm not ashamed to ask for repeating. Please tell me again. It's not clear for me. I do everything I can to prevent losing the discussion and losing the point or missing anything. So I leave my shame behind and my embarrassment. So, and I ask better than safe than sorry. So I ask.
No, and that's a very positive, and I mean that's the right attitude, because you needed to be sure that you could understand exactly, what was said, There's no shame. Just repeat.
And then yes, and I was talking to my son that when we are in the school or doing some tests, we are under this situation to test us. In a professional life, every time it's a testing moment. Yes. So everyone you can discuss, if you're discussing with a supplier, with a customer, so with a peer, with a leader. So every time it's a moment to prove, to be tested, actually. Yes. So no time and no place to be ashamed. Anything. The point, the basic point is you cannot leave a discussion without understanding less than 100%.
Yeah, no, excellent, very good. That's excellent, and also, besides that, the most difficult part all the professionals have, like you are a specialist in chemistry, so the English is just a means of communication. So no, not to feel bad for that.
There are 2 points here. I can be named or seen as an expert, but we discuss with the other experts. So it's not rare to disagree with someone, to have a different point of view, and we need to put our message across, to make our points, and for them to buy your in my case my point of view, or for me to buy his or her point of view, in order to reach the agreement or the best conclusion for the point we can be discussing. And it's a very important situation that we face in a real life. And the other point is that we are talking to people with different accents, with different backgrounds. And for example, when I have discussion with some European peer, where the English is her, in this case, her second language, because he is from Belgium. So she speaks French, German, and English. But English is not their language. Mm-hmm. So it's better for me to discuss, because the terms she uses is much more alike to the ones I use. Mm-hmm. But when I'm discussing with an American or a person from UK, that is much worse, because they are in their comfort zone completely.
Exactly.
And can use some words and expressions we may not familiar with.
Yes,
so this is the situation that in a real life we face. So and you need to be able to handle this, considering the limitations, considering everything. And the positive side is working as a chemist in a chemist environment in a chemical company. The vocabulary, the terms, the discussions are surrounded, are limited, I would say, around a certain subject or a certain group of subjects. So most of times we are circling back under around the same topic, using basically the same vocabulary, some specific vocabulary related, chemistry related. So it makes our life easier than go abroad and go to a restaurant or go to a McDonald's or talk to people in the street.
Exactly. Yes, yeah, good, excellent. Well, talking about going abroad, have you ever been abroad, Vartan? Then you have ever had the chance to use English, not in the profession, but maybe in the day-by-day life there?
Yes, I have never lived abroad or stayed abroad for a long time. Just traveled professionally and personally with my family. Had the opportunity to go to United States and Canada.
Great.
I have never been in Europe.
Okay.
And I had some opportunity to go around here in Latin America, Mexico, Venezuela, Argentina, but the opportunity for me to use English, United States, and Canada.
In Canada. Which one do you have any favorite between United States and Canada? Where you think was easier or none? It was all this.
In Canada, it's very interesting. I love it, Canada, but I went there during the summertime. So because in the winter, I was told that it can be terrible. And it's very nice place. I really would like to return. We went to 4 different places. Ottawa, oh my God, Montreal, and the other two, I miss it now. But 2 English-based cities and 2 French-based English cities. So it was interesting there because, based on my experience and what I could notice, in the English-based cities, the French language was more available. And in the French cities, the French was the first language there, but the English was not that available. We need to almost ask the people to talk in English.
In English, yeah. I've heard about that, that they in the English part, English speaking part, you can speak for it, but the French part, people don't speak English spontaneously, no?
Yes, that's what we felt there. And in the United States, due to the professional life, I had the opportunity to make to build some bridges and have some real friends there. So they live. One friend of ours lived in in Texas, and the other one in Pennsylvania. So it's very interesting because they are real friends, and we talk by telephone. They call us, we call them. When you go there, we spend time in their houses. When they come here, they spend times with us. So it's very good. So United States I prefer because of the friends there, so we could build a very good friendship with some people there, and that's good to break and completely destroy all kinds of prejudice we may have, that they may be a people that not so warm as Brazilians. Not at all. They are human beings like us, and they're very, very good people there.
Great. United States is as big as Brazil, no? So you have been to Texas and Pennsylvania. How are they different in terms of culture or habits?
Paulo, it seems in Texas they are more, how can I say, a bit rough. Okay. This friend of mine used to call himself as a redneck. I know redneck. I know redneck is it's not a good expression you can refer to people, but he had a helmet because I worked with him. He had a helmet. He wrote "Caution, redneck area." So it's very funny guy, and but I could notice that people in Texas, the contact I had, a bit rough than the Pennsylvania people. I know much more people in Pennsylvania, these other friends, this couple that our friends, and the oh my God, I forgot the main office of the company is in Pennsylvania. Okay. So the headquarters of the company is in Pennsylvania. So I've been there more 3 or 4 times. So the people I know there, it seems to be different. It's not a matter of good and bad, good or bad, but they are different. Like, for example, if you go to the south of Brazil and stay in São Paulo, or go to Rio de Janeiro, you see different kind of mood and behavior. But I could notice some differences.
Great. No, and also is also what you said at the beginning. We have a lot of sometimes prejudice, sometimes stereotypes. So when you
yes,
when you have contact with the real people, those stereotypes simply
fall apart, because the stereotypes is the worst way to think about someone, because in the end of the day, all of us are human beings. That are good people, bad people that are some chemistry with, so you get along much better, and the ones that don't, it's like we have here. So it's stereotypes. It's very unfair.
Yes, exactly. Good, excellent, very good. But then one more. Let's talk a little more now. Nowadays, so you use your English in your day-by-day life, in your profession.
Yeah.
But do you practice it, for example, or watching movies? Do you have any strategy to keep your English in this level?
At work, Paulo, because there are some days that I speak and write more in English than in Portuguese.
Right.
So English is the new, I don't know how to say in English, Esperanto. That's a universal language.
It's the same word in
English. And English replaces Esperanto as the common language of the world. So when I talk to write to my colleague, my peer in China or in Belgium or the United States, anywhere, it's only in English. the main language is English. So I practice working, Paulo, because there is no a single day without speaking or writing in English. So there are a lot of conference calls nowadays with the development of the infrastructure of communication that developed faster due to the pandemic. We have, like we are having now, these conference calls and video conference, seeing the people talking in a real time, and all the time, once, twice, 3 times a day.
Okay. Good. So your practice, the daily practice, daily practice.
Yeah, daily practice, and in TV, sitcoms or movies. Sometimes I cheat a little bit, put in a closed caption, even in English, just to make sure. Because as I told you, the listening is not my strongest point. And mainly in movies, and we have a background sound, and so I rely on some subtitles and closed caption to help me to get the plot.
Yeah, but listening gives hard time to everybody, you know. I think even in Portuguese, no. As you said, it depends. You travel in Brazil to a more local region.
Yes.
You use local expressions. You simply the background.
Yes. Sometimes, depending on the place, some expressions, different expressions are used. There's a risk to understand nothing.
Nothing. It's true. But now we're coming to the advice part. So you said that you already told what strategy you use when you have your conference calls, the pressure that you have. Sometimes you need to disagree, how to put this message across with the people you're taking part in the meetings. I'd like to hear if you could give some advice to professionals that need to use English but still feel not so confident. What kind of advice would you give them to improve their communication in English, please?
Before this advice piece, Paulo, I'd like to emphasize and not forget the point.
Yes.
In a certain moment of my life, I made money with English because I could. It was back in 1998, early 1999. So I worked with some technical material translations. So I had opportunity to. I was unemployed at that moment, and I had opportunity to make money with English translating material and technical material presentations, product fact sheets, technical data sheets. So I had opportunity to make money. So I thank you for being. I thank for being. For I had the opportunity to study English, and because in a certain moment it helped me to put food on the plate.
Yes.
So, and in terms of advice that use in English in a professional life, first of all, study. And not get. How can I say? Not it's comfortable is not the word, but not. I don't have. I don't have a way to study. I don't like English. It's not my cup of tea, so I'm not gonna study. So forget this way of thinking. So it's a kind of the more you exercise, the more you try, the more you study, the better the person can be. And there are limitations. You see, I expressed some limitations, but it doesn't prevent me to move ahead and to have discussions and to talk to anyone. We cannot forget that the person, mainly in a professional life, the person that is in the other side of the discussion, the native people, the American, the British, anyone, it's a person that works with you and will try to do her or his best for you to get comfortable and have a good professional discussion. So, and they use a kind of it's not an excuse, but in order to make us a bit comfortable, they say, you guys speak English much better than I speak Portuguese. And that's true.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
In the end of the day,
very motivating, Yeah.
yes, and in the end of the day, we are speaking at least two languages.
Exactly.
And sometimes a person in the other side just speak one. And can do not be ashamed asking for to repeat, get the understanding, but from your side, keep studying, dedicate, because the more you dedicate, the better are the results. It's like a muscle that you can work out and you get stronger. It's like music. The more I study, the better I can be. And there is one joke: the more I study, the more I work, the luckier I am. So it's not a matter. It's not a matter of luck. It's a matter of consequence of the efforts. So don't be ashamed. Go face it. If it's not okay now, it's gonna be okay tomorrow. So, but do your part of this. Don't count on the other side only. Count to yourself and keep motivated and focused on, because as you started your our discussion here, our chat, it's impressive that nowadays there are some people that don't speak English yet. When I started studying English decades ago, I expected that at the moment of time, English would be much more spread out, and it would not be a factor of differentiation anymore. But it is. It still is. It still is. And to get a better position in a professional life, to go forward, to pursue better opportunities, it's fundamental to have a good English, to study and to improve. And if there is an opportunity, to take a time for an external living abroad for weeks or months, study abroad, and have opportunity to interchange with in other countries, talking to regular people, not professional people from the same company, to have this opportunity to breathe English in English speaking English speaking environment. So I had a few opportunities. Fortunately, my wife and myself who were able to provide this to our son. Felipe spent 1 month in Vancouver studying English and living there. So it makes a lot of difference. So for the ones that has this opportunity, save some money and go when it's possible, because this is another way to improve and to lose. I would say to stop being afraid of English and natives. They are people like us.
Yes, you're right. An experience abroad, the knowledge, and not only that, as you said, everything settles down. So, it's possible. No, it's possible.
Yes, it is. And when you notice that you are in a completely English speaking environment and you are surviving and you are living in a you start to dream in English. It's amazing because you get inserted so deeply that when you come back you feel the difference. You really feel the difference.
Yes, that's right. That's good. Yes, that's right. And Vartan, you are a chemist. What kind of advice would you give to someone or some young people or some professional that would like to, be successful in this area, start studying and working in this area? What are the key aspects to be successful?
The chemistry area changed a lot since the time I began. Because during the 80s, late 70s, I started studying, but I started my professional life in 1983. So the world Brazil was completely different and the world was completely different, chemically speaking. So nowadays, for a professional, I see that not only get focused on the chemistry, need to be connected, because chemistry doesn't exist by itself. It's a part of an environment. It's a part of a machine that's a business machine. That's an environmental machine. So for the ones that want to study chemistry, my recommendation is to get connected to what's around. So having the environmental approaching, safety approaching, regulations approaching. Nowadays I work with regulatory affairs, and I see that the regulatory environment is changed a lot, mainly in Latin America. When you go to Europe and in the United States, you see some markets much better developed and decades ahead of us. But even though they are much more ahead of us, Latin America is increasing the regulatory approaching on chemicals, management, governance. So being in touch of regulations in the end of the day, not only the molecule, not only that's important, but being connected to the environment where the chemist is inserted in.
Yes.
So have a kind of holistic approaching on the chemist. And for the ones that want to go to academic area, that's not my background. Since the beginning, I'm working for the industry, so I have my mindset formatted for the chemical industry.
Okay.
So thinking of reducing costs, thinking of improve efficacy. So, but for the ones that want to go to the academic side, research, that's a very, very important. Try to find, and that's in area in Brazil is not so developed. I would say not so. No, it's not how to say, it's not very well rewarded and acknowledged. So try to find, if you don't find a place and space in here in Brazil, try to find it abroad. Try to go to other universities, try to find a way to develop himself or herself in academic area outside Brazil.
Proceed. Good. Very good. Excellent. Well, Vartan, it's a pitch we're getting was very good in this chat about English and how this language, as you give very good examples, help us to improve our life, and make new
Yeah.
friends, it's not only professional, but in our day by day, our personal life as well. No? Any final words for anybody here?
Oh, just to thank everybody that and especially you, Paulo. Thanks so much for this opportunity, the space, and anytime you want, you need, I'm available for you. It's a real pleasure. You are my very best teacher I ever had.
Oh,
so
thank you.
thank you so much.
Very nice. Well, and thank you very much for everybody that is watching us. Next week, we're going to have another guest sharing his experience as well, how English has impacted in their professional life. Good night. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.